a Legion of Boom. The name itself strikes fear into the heart of offenses. From 2011 to 2017, this unit redefined what defense meant. With future Hall of Famers like Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, and Cam Chancellor, the Seahawks were a powerhouse in the NFC, culminating in a Super Bowl 48 title. The following year, the Seahawks made it back to the Super Bowl, but came up 1 yard short.
Intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
Following their defeat in Super Bowl 49, the unit began to fall apart. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn left the team to become the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sure that worked out well for him.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
In Week 10 of the 2017 season, Chancellor suffered a neck injury that he would never return from. His career ended at just 29 years old. Sherman was released at the end of the 2017 season. He went on to play 3 seasons for the division rival 49ers before retiring after the 2021 season. Sherman was only 33 when he retired. Thomas remained with the team through the 2018 season, where he suffered a season-ending injury in Week 4. As he was being carted off the field, Thomas infamously gave his own sideline the finger, showing how soured the relationship between him and the organization had become. Thomas played the next season with the Baltimore Ravens and retired after the season at 30 years old. But what if it didn't happen that way? What if this unit stayed together? What if the injuries didn't end these Hall of Fame careers too early? And what if the Legion of Boom played together until they retired? This season on Madden NFL What If, we're going back to Madden 15, the game that featured the Legion of Boom on the cover. We'll see just how dominant this team would be without the injuries, and if they could bring more than just one Super Bowl title to Seattle. This is Madden NFL What If, Legion of Boom. Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterite, and we're back with episode 4 of our Madden NFL What If Legion of Boom series. Last episode, episode 3, we came up just short of making an epic comeback against the Niners in the NFC Championship game, but we've still been doing great. All 3 episodes, we've done really well, made a deep playoff run. We've got 1 Super Bowl so far, looking for another. So hopefully we can get that in this video. Sorry for the long time it's taken me to get this 4th episode out. Been working on some stuff over on the main SGO channel, so make sure you go check out that over there. But we're back now with the 2017 season. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to leave it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more of these Madden NFL What If videos. But let's go ahead and take a look at the team going into Season 4. So going into year 4, we still have Russell Wilson at the 99 overall, 12 Pryor as the backup quarterback, which doesn't really matter considering injuries are off. But anyways, Marshawn Lynch still here at a 95, and we've got these 2 running backs we drafted last year behind him. Wide receiver core looking a little bit sparse. We still have Percy Harvin, Bram Anderson, who's had a good couple of first few years. We did have to let Doug Baldwin walk in free agency, so we drafted Robin Dobbins out of Texas A&M as a rookie. So hopefully he can fill in as that number 3 wide receiver this year. Luke Wilson is still our starting tight end. Offensive line still looks really, really good. 85 plus across the board here. We still have Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill as our defensive ends. We have these 2 really good rookies that we drafted at defensive tackle, so really looking forward to seeing what they do. Linebackers still the same: Malcolm Smith, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Bruce Irvin. And then the secondary, we have Richard Sherman. Then we brought in Xavier Rhodes and Darius Butler as the 2 and 3 corners there. So hopefully they can help fill in where we've lost some of our corners over the last couple of years. And then, of course, Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor there at safety. And looking here at guys that are on expiring deals, there's a lot of guys that we're probably going to have to try and re-sign after the season. Our starting tight end, Luke Wilson, Darius Butler, Pierre Lewis, David Stewart, Xavier Rhodes, Michael Bennett, Ben Grubbs, Cliff Averill, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, and Richard Sherman, all on the final year of their deals. We definitely want to keep this Legion of Boom together as much as possible, because that's basically the whole point of the series. But some of these other guys like Grubbs and Averill and Bennett, they're getting up there in years, so depending on how we're doing near the trade deadline, we may look to move some of these guys at the deadline for either some younger pieces or some draft picks possibly. But that's how the team looks going into Season 4. Let's start simulating. All right, so we're in week 15. We haven't really had any like big time matchups so far this year. We've had a pretty easily schedule. We're 11-2. We're going up against the Eagles this week. We're 8-5. We'll simulate that game, but we have the Legion of Boom, all 99 overalls, and they do want contract extensions. So we are going to try and lock these guys up for a long time. We're going to give each of them an offer here. Now, this might come back to bite us in the end, but hopefully they accept. Oh, 4 years on Sherman. And thankfully, all three of them did accept, so Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor are locked up for 6 more years. That'll probably take them to the end of their careers, and then Richard Sherman's locked up for 4 more years here. All right, so here we are at the end of the regular season. It looks like we did get the 1 seed because we don't have a wild card game. Or we either got 1 or the 2 seed. I forget that back then during this time, 2 teams got a bye week instead of just 1 now. We also signed contract extensions with Michael Bennett for 4 years. He wanted a lot less than what Cliff Averill wanted, who we didn't negotiate with. And then we locked up Ben Grubbs for 2 years. So they are aging, but I felt that those deals were cheap enough that it wouldn't hurt us too badly. But let's go ahead and take a look at how things shaped up. We are the 1 seed. We ended up with the best record in the NFL at 14-2. In the AFC, the Jags and the Bengals are the top 2 seeds. And then in the NFC, us and the Packers are the top seeds. AFC North, the Bengals won it by 1 game over the Steelers. Jags ran away with the AFC South. Bills actually end up winning the AFC East. The Patriots finished 6-10, and this is back when Brady was still with them, so that's kind of surprising. Chargers win the AFC West, and the Chiefs and the Broncos get the 2 wild card spots. In the NFC North, Packers win it. Lions get a wild card. Falcons win the South. Panthers get a wild card. And the 10-6 Bucks end up missing the playoffs. That's rough. The Eagles win the NFC East in a 3-way tie with the Cowboys and Washington there. And then we were able to kind of run away with the NFC West. And then the Cardinals, another 10-6 team, missing the playoffs. So a couple of 10-6 teams, and then even an 11-5 team not making the playoffs. That's kind of wild. Stats on the year: Russell Wilson, another 4,000-yard passing season, 25 touchdowns, still 15 interceptions. I think it might be our playbook or something, but I don't know why he throws so many interceptions every season. Marshawn Lynch, 356 carries on the year, 1,800 yards, 22 rushing touchdowns. Brady Harden, 115 carries, 382 yards, 14 rushing touchdowns. Russell Wilson, 57 carries, 169 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns on the year. Percy Harvin, another great year for him, 93 catches, over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Bram Anderson, with his first 1,000-yard season, also had 88 catches, 5 touchdowns. Robin Dobbins, the rookie, 71 catches, 853 yards, 3 touchdowns. Luke Wilson, 59 catches, 428 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then Marshawn Lynch had 2 receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. Bobby Wagner led us with 122 tackles on the year. And then Cliff Averill led us with 8 sacks. Bruce Irvin had 6. Michael Bennett had 3. And then Richard Sherman with 10 interceptions on the year. Wow. What a year for Sherman. Earl Thomas had 5. Xavier Rhodes had 5. Bobby Wagner had 4. Cam Chancellor had 3. Darius Butler had 2. We had 3 forced fumbles on the year. 1 from Earl Thomas, 1 from KJ Wright, 1 from Cavante Lattimore. And then we didn't have any defensive touchdowns on the year. And then in the kicking game, Hauschka missed only 1 extra point all year and then went 27 for 31 on field goals with a long of 48. Awards on the year: Colton Baca, I'm guessing quarterback for the Bengals, wins league MVP. Blake Bortles finishes 2nd. Rodgers 3rd. Manning is 5th. Marshawn Lynch finished 7th, and Russell Wilson finished 8th. And then we win Coach of the Year with Pete Carroll, so that's nice to see. Marshawn Lynch wins NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Luke Kuechly wins Defensive Player of the Year. Cartavius Bray wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, with Robin Dobbins finishes 4th. Kennedy Yamamoto wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Neither of our D tackles finished in the top 10. That's a bit odd. Best quarterback goes to Matt Ryan. Running back goes to Marshawn Lynch. Wide receiver goes to Jarrett Boykin. Darian Tillman wins Best Offensive Lineman. Cam Jordan wins Best D lineman. Richard Sherman wins at best defensive back. All right, divisional round playoff game. We're going up against Cam Newton and the Panthers here at home. Let's see if we can get another playoff run going here. All right, here we go. Divisional round playoff game against the Panthers. We take the ball first and work right down the field. We're up 10-0 early here, up 17-0 now in the second quarter, 24-0. We're running away with this one. They do get on the board, but we answer right back, 31-7. It is a blowout here in the second half, 38-7. We are going to be moving on to our third straight NFC Championship game with a 41-10 win over the Carolina Panthers. Stats on the game here, Russell Wilson, 28 for 33, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Great game from him. Love to see it. Marshawn Lynch, 24 carries, 154 yards and a touchdown. Brady Harden, 13 carries, 49 yards and a touchdown. Percy Harvin, 9 catches, 81 yards and a touchdown. Robin Dobbins, the rookie, balling out in his first career playoff game. 7 catches, 113 yards and a touchdown. Bram Anderson, 6 catches, 79 yards and a touchdown. 2 sacks on Cam Newton from Cliff Averill and Michael Bennett. And then no interceptions and no forced fumbles on the day. And now we're back in the NFC Championship game going up against the Detroit Lions, who I think when we went to the Super Bowl last time we played in the NFC Championship game, if I remember correctly, but they went 10-6 on the year, so let's see if we can beat them and go back to the Super Bowl this year. NFC Championship game at home against the Detroit Lions. We're up 7-0 early, and it looks like we're going to score again 14-0 here in the second quarter. They get on the board at 7-14, now 21-7. Going back and forth, get a quick score there. Oh, and they're able to tie it up right at halftime. I think we had some turnovers there. 35-28, now 35-35. Now we're down, and it is 1st and 10. We're down 35-42. Let's hop in here in the fourth quarter. High-scoring game, and let's see if we can get ourselves back to the Super Bowl here. See if we can get someone open on these little drag routes here for a little catch and run, possibly. Oh, here we go. Wilson just going to take off and get the first. Goes out of bounds. That's a first down right there. Moving the sticks. Russell Wilson doing it with his feet. Got the blockers out in front of him and did what he needed to do. Oh, we're going deep. Percy Harvin going up for it, and he caught it. Touchdown, Seattle. What a catch, one-on-one. Percy Harvin going up and grabbing it for the score. Just a beautiful catch there, coming back to the ball and getting the feet in. What a play. Quick slant to Garner. Rhodes gives up the first down. Oh, there we go. Averill just a second too late as Stafford's able to get it away. Dang, they are killing us right now. Just cannot get any sort of pressure. Cannot cover like we need to. Moving the ball right on us. Oh, come on. There we go. Way to bring him down. Matt Forte, who went from the Bears to the Lions, kind of gets stuffed there. Oh, there we go. We bring him down. Stafford goes down. Bruce Irvin with his second sack of the day. Don't let anything past you. He's just going to dump it off to Forte. We're going to call time there, minute 56. We're going to get the ball back, and we're going to have a chance to go down the field and kick a game-winning field goal to win this game. We're going to kick this one out of bounds, and it's not a good punt. We're going to start at our own 32, so great field position to start this final drive. All right, Wilson in the gun, bunch formation here. Going to go to the air here to start this drive, and we're just going to run it, run it. Wilson gets a nice block from Wilson, and he gets hit going out of bounds. That's going to be an extra 15 yards, baby. Let's go. Late hit out of bounds. Let's go. Detroit not happy with that call, but we'll take it. And just like that, we're only a few yards away from field goal range. Actually, we're going to do a little read option work here. Give it to Lynch. Let him get some yardage and start working this clock down. 2 tight end set here. Wilson, another handoff to Lynch, and he's going to get about 5 yards. And there goes Detroit using the timeouts. A minute left in this game. We are well within field goal range at this point. Just trying to line this one up good for Hauschka to possibly send us back to the Super Bowl. Wilson, handoff to Lynch, breaks a tackle. He's going to get a first down, and that's going to do it. We can just run this clock down all the way here. All right, here we go. 2 seconds left. Possible field goal to go to the Super Bowl. It's up, and it is good. Steven Hauschka is sending us back to the Super Bowl. We are back, baby. We win a close one against the Lions. We come back and beat them late. Had a bit of a big lead earlier, but they made it a very high-scoring game, 45-42. We win it. We're going to have a chance for our third Super Bowl in 5 years with this Seahawks team. Stats on the game, Russell Wilson, 20 for 26, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did throw 2 picks. So that's probably what helped keep Detroit in it. Marshawn Lynch, another great game, 18 carries, 178 yards. 2 touchdowns on the day. Russell Wilson, 7 carries for 14 yards, but he did have a couple of big runs there late on that final drive that really helped us out. Bram Anderson, 4 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, 4 catches for 70 yards out of the backfield. Robin Dobbins, 4 catches for 64 yards. Percy Harvin, 2 catches, 42 yards, including that big touchdown pass there on that final drive. Bruce Irvin had 2 sacks on the day. Darius Butler had our 1 interception of Matt Stafford. No forced fumbles, and then Hauschka was 1 for 1 on that 25-yard field goal that sent us back to the Super Bowl. And let's figure out who we're going to be playing. So here it is, Super Bowl against the Jags. So the number 1 seed in the NFC, number 1 seed in the AFC going at it, going up against Blake Bortles. So this ought to be an interesting one. All right, here we go. Super Bowl 52 in Miami against the Jags. We're going to take the opening possession. We get a field goal. Now another field goal. Haven't been able to punch it in. There we go. First touchdown of the game. And they answer back with one of their own. We get one right before half. So it's 20-7 at halftime. They come out. It's 2014 now. And they're going to score 20-21 now. We get 26, 33, 40. Oh my, a bunch of points here in the fourth quarter. And we just run away with it. And there you have it. Super Bowl champs for the 3rd time in 5 years. It's officially a dynasty at this point. And I mean, the fact that we were able to keep so many of these guys together, Russell Wilson, Percy Harvin, Marshawn Lynch, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Sherman, Thomas, Chancellor, so many. And then we brought in Xavier Rhodes. We brought in Darius Butler. We draft Bram Anderson. We bring in all of the guys on the offensive line that we did over the last couple of years. Just incredible. Russell Wilson gets some Super Bowl MVP. I mean, that's just awesome to see. We get our 3rd Super Bowl, our 2nd of the series. And yeah, it's a dynasty at this point. Stats on the game, your Super Bowl MVP, Russell Wilson, goes 29 for 39, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception on the day. Marshawn Lynch, 21 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Luke Wilson had 7 catches for 47 yards. Bram Anderson, 6 catches, 72 yards. Percy Harvin, 5 catches, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Robin Dobbins, 4 catches for 52 yards, and then Marshawn Lynch, 2 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. 2 sacks from Cliff Averill, and then 1 from the rookie Donovan Harmon in the game. 2 interceptions, 1 from Richard Sherman and 1 from Earl Thomas, and then 1 forced fumble by Earl Thomas, which we did not recover on the day. And then Hauschka went 4 for 4 or 3 for 3 on field goals in this one. So 43-21, we beat the Jags. And we're Super Bowl champions once again. All right, so like we said earlier, there's a lot of guys here that need to be re-signed. And it's going to be interesting to see who we're able to bring back. Because there is David Stewart here at 88 overall. Let's see what he wants. He is 36. But if we can get him on like a 1-year, $4 million deal, I wouldn't hate bringing him back at that price. And it looks like he's going to accept that. Let's see. I'd like to bring Xavier Rhodes back. It just depends on how expensive he's going to be. I think I can deal with that for my number 2 corner. And then maybe bring back Pierre Lewis. He's only 26. If we can give him like a 4-year, $3 million deal, yeah, I love that. All right, here we are, the 2018 NFL Draft. Let's go see who we have here on our board that we scouted. So the only first-round talent is this tight end, who does look pretty good if I remember correctly. 93 production grade. He's 23 years old. B speed. Decent acceleration. Catching's good. Good spectacular catch. He's 6'6". Jumping's good. His blocking isn't great. I'm curious if I could trade down a bit into the second round. Offers aren't really great. We do need a tight end because Luke Wilson left in free agency. So I'm just going to go ahead and draft this guy. Hopefully he turns out to be good. All right, we've got a few guys here. Projected second rounders. Alec Graves, a 6'4" receiver out of Southern Florida. And then Basman Randall, 6'3" out of Temple. Let's see how they look. Production grades aren't great on them. Catching goes to Randall. Route running's a C for both. Physicals look the same. I think we may actually go with Randall, but we do have this left tackle here. We could use some more depth on the offensive line. He doesn't look like amazing. I think we're going to go with Basman Randall, 6'3", 209 pounds, speed receiver out of Temple, and hope that he's good. Third round pick. Looks like mostly receivers here. Graves is still here, which is interesting. There's this defensive end. Let's go take a look at the defensive ends because we do need some there as well. This could be a point where we maybe reach for one. We see one we really like. Well, these guys really have great production grades. There's no one really I like here, so we may try and trade down again. The third round pick for next year. Get a fourth for next year. We'll just trade this for a third from the Ravens for next year. And we'll go with that. A bunch of these receivers are still here. Here's this left guard. We may go... Did all the defensive ends go already? So there's seventh rounders here. Let's take offensive line. Guy's run blocking looks good, and his strength is A. Ooh, this guy's run blocking's good with A strength. Ooh, this guy looks really good. A pass block, B run block, A strength. We're going to take him. At this point, we'll just simulate to the end of the draft and see how we did. All right, so here is our rookie class. We took 6 guys. Our top pick, the tight end, is a 74 overall, but our second round pick, the wide receiver, only a 61. The right tackle is a 68. The left end's a 68, and then we drafted a fullback and a tight end when we simulated. Not our best draft, but we filled one big hole at tight end. And since we really didn't sign anyone in free agency, we have a little bit of money to play with. Maybe we can sign some guys before the preseason. But that's going to do it for this video, y'all. We got another Super Bowl, second for the series, third in 5 years overall for this Seahawks team. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think? How are we mission accomplished with turning the Seahawks team into a dynasty, or do you want to see the series keep on going basically until the Legion of Boom all retire? Let me know down in the comments below what you think. Also, make sure if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of this series. And for all your sports gaming news and updates, stay tuned to Sports Gamers Online. I'm Brandon Satterwhite with SGO. Thank you for watching.